You are listening to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, coming to you live on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans. UPRNTalkRadio.com. Yes, good evening, folks. Welcome to the show. I do hope you're well. It's so good to see you guys. Thanks very much for being here. And welcome to Reach Across Live. Even though it says Spirit Quest down here, I've got the wrong thing up. Shani, good evening. And welcome to the show, my darling. Good to see you. And Emma Lorimer, good evening to you too. Welcome to the show, you guys. I'll just turn up the mic a bit so I can hear myself a bit better. There we go. Good to see you. So, Shani says, evening, Paul. I hope you and Johanna are feeling better. We're feeling great. Thank you very, very much. Very, very tired, but very, very great nonetheless. Emma Lorimer says, hi, Paul. Hi, Emma. Lovely to see you. Thanks for being here. Nicola's joined us. Nicola, good evening, my darling. Thank you for being here. As always, I appreciate you being here. Guys, don't forget, make sure you first and foremost like the show, click the like button, and then share it. Get it out there on your Facebook and tell everybody that we are live. So that we are going to be here for the next just over crikey, 75, 85 minutes, something like that. 80 minutes at least. Lynn's joined us. Good evening, Lynn. Tess Miners, good evening, my darling. Lovely to see you guys. Tess says her battery is low. I know how you feel. My battery is very low. I am absolutely exhausted. Katie Fullerton, hi, Katie. Welcome to the show, my darling. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it very, very much. So we'll get into why I'm very, very tired very shortly. But I'll just wait until everybody else comes in, because otherwise what will happen is I'll start telling you about it, and then people will come in and go, hey, tell us about that. And then I'll tell them about it again. And somebody else will say, oh, tell us about that. Then I'll tell them again. Tess says, lost my charger. It's packed. Well, listen, Tess, there's lots of places where you can pick them up, my darling. You know, these pound stretchers, they're doing a big range of them now at really, really good prices. I think I picked one up for one of my daughters the other day, and it was only a few pounds. So have a look at the pound stretcher stores. They're actually really, really good. They're doing loads of good stuff. Worst case scenario, eBay. Worst case scenario. Mary's joining us. Mary Erickson. Good evening, Paul, and everyone. Liked and shared. She is on a ball. I don't hang about. It's just Mary Erickson. I'm in. Liked, clickety click, boom, shared. So tell me, am I going to win the lottery? Yes. So, do you know what? If I had any inkling using psychic or any other means to figure out the lottery numbers, this show would be broadcast from the Bahamas. But as it is, we're broadcast from Cornwall at the moment. That's going to change soon too. Anyway, so it's good to see you guys. I have had an extremely busy, where are we? Monday night. So yeah, 6, 7 days, literally flat out. Joan Bronson says, "Good evening, Paul. Joan, welcome to the show. Good to see you, my darling. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. So don't forget, guys, hit the show. Hit the show. Don't hit the show. Hit the like button. That goes to tell you how tired I am. That really, really does. And I'll explain in a moment. So everybody's going, why is he tired? He looks like he's caught the sun. He did. He caught the sun. And he caught... Yeah, I caught the sun. But actually, to everybody in Ireland at the minute, sort of heads up, the these storms that we were supposed to have been getting sort of last 3 or 4 days ago are hitting Ireland. My pals in Ireland were showing photographs of the waters bouncing off the streets in the north and in the county of Armagh. So you guys just be safe, all right? Tess, what have you pressed? I'm going to show you what you've pressed. Let me just bring that up. So, Tess, look, that's what you've pressed. You look at my screen. Look, pride, person, heart, lesbian. I'm not too sure what that is you clicked, but funny. Ronnie has joined us. Ronnie, good evening, darling. Good to see you. Lovely to see you. Thanks very much for being here. And once again, Ronnie's on the bottom, liked and shared. She says, "Yes, you can see you got the sun." Oh, do you know what? I'm going to bring him as pic up here. You can see you got the sun in your eyes and face. And yeah, I have the thunderstorms and heavy rain here. Where are you, Emma? Whereabouts are you in at the minute? Could be, he says. Yes. Hey, as long as you're happy. So, whereabouts are you, Emma? Tell us. Come and share with us where you are in this beautiful world of ours. So anyway, tonight, as you guys know, is Reach Across Live. So we get really focused in on the spiritual side of things. I am going to focus absolutely, but at the same time, please go slightly easy on me tonight. I've had a really busy one. I will always work, and I draw energy from the other side anyway. And I'm drawing on that energy right now because I wouldn't do any less if I was standing in front of you live. So, well, I am in front of you live. Yeah, I am. But you might, I mean, if I was on stage, etc. Oh, you're in Ballymena. Ballymena. So you guys are getting hit with that heavy rain and is the lightning and heavy winds and stuff like that. Not to make you feel bad, Emma, but the sun is splitting the trees here, and it's so hot that I think there's only one window in the house that's not open. That's how hot it is here. Nicola Duran says, liked and shared. Like checkmate. Thanks, Nicola. I appreciate it, darling. We have, oh gosh, I've got things jumping up in front of me here, which is driving me nuts. We've had an atrocious 2 days of torrential rain, thunderstorms, and gales. We have had nothing but sunshine, as this will show. Literally baked. It's been so hot here, so hot that my two new puppies can't take it. That's how hot it is. Yeah, heavy winds and very, very muggy here, though. I said, well, actually, that thunderstorm will probably be exactly what you need. It'll clear the air, as the old saying goes. So, Tess says, talk soon. Well, hang in there, Tess, as long as you can, my sweetheart. And then if you do drop out, I'll know exactly what's happened, and we will talk soon. I do hope you're well, my sweetheart. Sending you lots of love and lots of energy. As you guys know, the way this all works is we kind of have a sort of subjective conversation, and if that conversation involves questions from you good selves, it helps if you have questions because it builds up the energy around you, and then your loved ones can use that energy to focus through and fingers crossed come in through yours truly. But they also know that I need a lot of energy from that side, and I'll explain momentarily why. So don't forget the Q&A bit. It is very important to me. So I like to be able to discuss what you guys want to hear. So let's have a look at that. Now, 10 past 8. So I'm going to start talking about why I'm knackered. And that is because on Saturday last, 17th, I had the amazing privilege to give away my beautiful, beautiful baby girl. So my beautiful baby girl Rosie got married on Saturday to her long-term boyfriend Joel, who I'm happy, genuinely happy to call son now, um, to amazing people. Actually, the words amazing don't cover. They're two beautiful souls, and they belong together. Joel worships the ground she walks on, and he just looks at she looks into his eyes like that's where she's supposed to be, and hence why father of the bride got roasted. So hand in hand, arm in arm, beautiful ceremony in a beautiful venue. The ceremony was outside, and it was full of Rosie's nearest and dearest. Obviously, all my family and all Joel's family and friends from Rosie's, where Rosie works in the hospital in Bristol, and it's just an absolutely amazing. Now, it was so amazing that it actually went through 2 days, so Saturday and Sunday. Hence the reason I'm cooked, and hence the reason I'm knackered. So, and the funny thing about it is, it's none of it's down to alcohol. I wasn't drinking. I'm just worn out with the stress of having to do the dad speech and all that malarkey. So that was over the weekend. Listen, Trudy Woody Teddy Tooty is in the house. For some unfathomable reason, she does actually speak like that, but with a real strong Cornish accent. Oh, so for some, you know, so much there. I'm gonna have to bring it up here. For some unfathomable reason, I've let myself get talked into doing a 300-mile cycling challenge for charity. It involves cycling the distance between London and Paris during July, and it's for charity. Charity Mind, which is all about mental health. Oh, Trude, listen, let's support you on that, my love. All right, let's talk about getting you some sponsorship. Let's talk about everybody who's watching the show giving you some sponsorship. Maybe you can set up a GoFundMe page where we can get sponsorship to you, something along those lines. Lemon says, "So glad the wedding went so well." Oh my god, absolutely, one of the best weddings I've ever been to, without doubt. Everybody was in tears, and as I was walking my daughter, they sort of the where the service was in a beautiful little what do you call them, gondola, not a gondola, that's something you sail in, pergola, or, you know, so kind of like a little beautiful little sort of ornate circular thing, you know, like a bandstand kind of a thing. And we were up high, so I had to walk her down this beautiful curvature all the way right down to the aisle, and then up the aisle to where the registrar was. And as we were coming down the aisle, Rosie was so on point. She was like holding me, like I'm going, Dad, keep it together, keep focused. And she is, oh, amazing. And as we were coming down, we sort of scanned all the family, and there wasn't a dry eye, not one dry eye. And there was some burly big blokes that were going, "Ooh, ooh," you know. And I looked over at my son, and he had tears tripping him too. And it was just amazing to see. Really tough for Dad at that point, because Dad had to breathe in and go and carry on like I was in control. And I was barely in control. I mean, barely. I mean, a hair's breadth of letting it fly, I tell you. So, but for Rosie, I was able to keep it together. But then later on that day, it did go. So it was an amazing wedding, and I am the father of a beautiful daughter who's now married to an amazing lad, and we could not be happier for them. Johanna was there, on Rose, sort of Maddie and Maya, obviously Brandon. We were all there to support her. It's great, and you know, I met all the in-laws, and brilliant time, absolutely brilliant time. And Trudy's has put up a link there to help support her charity 300-mile cycle, which you'll do no problem whatsoever. By the way, I don't have much right now, but I would love to help sponsor, says Anne Marie. Anne Marie, that's very kind of you. That's amazing. Thank you. The wedding sounds amazing. I'm glad you had a wonderful day making memories. That we did indeed. We have a Facebook user in. I don't know who you are, but that's what's coming up in my screen. And whoever you are, welcome to the show. Tina says liked and shared. Hi, Paul. Says Tina. I'll just bring that up. Hi, Paul. I hope all was well with the wedding. It was fantastic. It was hence the reason I am cooked, baked. I'm done on both sides. They turned me over halfway through to crisp me both ends. So it was, yes, it was a great weekend because it didn't end really until kind of today, basically. So that's why I'm late here. On well, not actually, I'm not late on the show. I got home late, and I'm wiped. As soon as the show's over tonight, guys, I tell you straight now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. As soon as the show's over, I'm off to bed. I'm that tired. Um, Shari Burris says, "Hi everybody, hope you're all doing well. Listen, you guys who are on Facebook, please come across to YouTube. But if you're on YouTube, please don't forget hit that like button. It's important. Really, really bash that like button. Get it out there. But equally, or probably far more important, share. Get the show out there. Share it with your friends and family, but especially your groups. Get your groups to come in. Virtual hugs to Rosie and Joel. Thank you very much, Shani. That's very kind of you. They'll love that. They go off on their honeymoon on Wednesday. And can't wait. I can't wait for them to get away and have the time on their own. But I can't wait for them to get back either. So I'm just looking forward to that. So listen, back to basics, and we are a quarter of the way through the show, so it's about time, really, that I kind of did something like this. You are listening to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, coming to you live on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans. UPRNTalkRadio.com. Of course, you're listening to me on UPRN Talk Radio, and if you are listening to me on FM today, and from the beautiful city of New Orleans, then please grab the opportunity to get onto your YouTube channel. If you're on your smartphone, cell phones, whatever, take the opportunity to go across to YouTube and just type in Paul Francis 111 or Paul Francis Medium, and you will be able to come straight to the show as it is live right now. We get listened to right across the globe, literally. And I have people listening to me as far away as Egypt, all through Europe, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Ireland, obviously. So it's very international. Shari Burns says she's sending me a message there saying Pride, Heart, Rainbow, and Philly. I'm actually Shari. I'll just show you. I'll show you what. That's what you just whatever you click comes up looking like that to me. Nicola Duran says. Nicola says, Paul, a massive congrats to your beautiful daughter and husband. Wishing them all a lifetime of happiness, health, and luck. That's very, very kind. That's very, very kind. South Africa. Oh, of course. All the way over there in South Africa as well. And it's so amazing, beautiful. So Lynn is writing, Kizzy, Paul is inviting you to come join him when you. Oh, she's writing to somebody else. Righty, I can't imagine. Oh, I take it that's Kizzy who's not showing her face. Gotcha. Right. So anyway, listen, let's get on with the show. It's now 8:20. Don't forget, and there are shows coming up later this evening. And you will have my dearest pals, Roger Garza Sr. and his beautiful wife, Faye, on Wednesday night with Latino Psychic Visions. And of course, I will be back on Thursday night with Spirit Quest. Now, if you look at the right-hand corner down here, it says Spirit Quest because I'm a dumbass and I clicked the wrong button. So, but you've got to forgive me because I'm tired. But everybody knows this is Reach Across Live with your host, Paul Francis. Mwah. And I'm living on energy of pure love and happiness after this weekend. Absolutely. Roger's just come in the house. Look at that. Hello, mate. Congrats on your daughter's wedding. Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. It was a weekend of absolute joy, total and utter joy. So it was just mind-boggling and amazing. And I will whack up a picture or two on Facebook shortly. Rosie was adamant that everybody should not be on their phones during her wedding, and I totally agreed. Absolutely brilliant, because she says if everybody's on their phones and on Facebook, they'll be on their phones and on Facebook and miss the wedding. And I could not agree. That's what kind of a girl she is. She's so focused, and I couldn't agree with her more. So there was no footage going up to Facebook on the day or the following day. So you'll probably see little hints and drips of it heading up anytime right now. My dear darling Faye has just joined us. Hello, my dear Paul, and everyone shared the show. Congratulations and blessings and good wishes to the married couple. Thank you, my sweetheart. That's very, very kind. I will definitely forward all of those blessings and well wishes to Rosie and Joel as they start the new chapter of their life together. You know what I'm looking forward to, and I did tell them. I said, I'd like to be a granddad sometime very, very soon, please. Very soon. Hurry up. While I've still got some, level of youth in me, so I can play with the grandchildren, fill them full of sugar, and give them back. Anyway, so let's get on with the show. It's 20 past 8, which means I've been yakking to you for literally 22 minutes now and telling you all about my daughter's wedding, which I suppose I'm still so bursting with pride that that's all I want to talk about. But I'm here to do Reach Across Live. I've had massive changes in the energies. Oh, by the way, just before we go any further, there are a few people out there that automatically assume. Now, there's a level of seriousness with this. I mean, Roger will probably concur. He'll probably tell you the same thing. But there's a few people out there that assume that because I'm live, a minimum twice a week, and because I do these shows at no cost, that I'm at your beck and call. That's not the case. Okay. So those people who message me and say, "Hey, Paul, is there any chance you can do this?" And I say, "I'm busy. I'm at my daughter's wedding," and then continue to send me messages, go away. It's as simple as that. But those of you who sent me messages and said, "Paul, is there any chance we could do this or do that?" And I said, I'm at my daughter's wedding," and you all offered me wonderful messages of congratulations and warm wishes to the happy couple, and then left me alone, you are more than welcome to come and talk to me anytime you want. Thank you for those lovely messages. But I did get a couple who didn't get the idea that I wasn't working this weekend, and that peeved me off. And Rosie probably would have said, "I told you, don't go on Facebook." Katrina Page has joined us. Good evening, Katrina. Lovely to see you. Thanks very much for being here. So Shani says, "I had a great dream." Well, let me just bring that up so I can see it. "I had a great dream. I dreamt of being on the moon with my late mom. How amazing! How beautiful! I jumped off from a platform down to the earth, flying over a clear ocean with a busy, colorful marine life." Oh, do you know what that's telling me, Shani? That's telling me that you were clearing your energies. That's telling me that the linking with the Mother Earth and the heavens and the universal contact was clearing your energies down. That's what that's telling me. And your mom, the linking with your mom it's a wee bit of a thing to say you wanted a little bit of comfort, a little bit of just a reassurance. If please correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels to me that a little bit of reassurance was needed there. Alrighty, but trust me, that reassurance is absolutely there. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick. Katrina says that's rude. You're right, Katrina. It is. I don't mind people contact me. Maybe they don't know my itinerary. But if I say, "Guys, I'm busy, I'm not working, I'm at my daughter's wedding," because I was bursting with pride, and they continue to then say, Oh yeah, but I need you to do this. Shawnee, this is the card that came out, my darling. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now it says quite clearly. Let me just get my fingers out of the way so you can see the words. Look into your heart, and you will know the truth of this situation. It's safe to admit the truth to yourself, for we will support and guide you through necessary changes. Lean upon us for courage and strength to take care of yourself. Focus only upon your true desires, and they will come to you upon angels' wings. That's beautiful. Shani, thank you for being the very first. So I'll just put it back in the deck. Um, there you go. There you go, my angel. Oh, she says that's so true. Wow. Thanks. Don't, no thanks needed. I'm very, very happy to convey that energy through. I also want to say, Shani, you might be getting a little bit of a feeling of like everything's left you, everything like what's gone wrong. There's a kind of feeling of a lonely, like a mini loneliness feeling. Because I'm getting told by Sean and my guides that you're going through a change of guides. Okay, so there are some guides going out and there's some guides coming in to help you in a new kind of direction of your life. I'm being told to tell you that it'd be a really good idea to spend somewhere near flowing water to help you. It'll help pull the negative energies away from you and refulfill you with positive, clear contact energies. Um, I don't know whether you have a female Native American guide or there's one coming in, a female Native American guide. I'm seeing her right now in my mind's eye, beautiful, dressed all in a kind of a light tan color with the blue, that beautiful pale blue, with various bangles and things and stuff like that, and long hair in plaits, coming right down like this. Um, Shiri, Shiri, something like that, like an SH with an I at the end, and that kind of a name is coming through. Shiari, something along those lines. Alrighty, she's coming in with you at the moment to help you make choices with direction. Alrighty. I'm being told that she was a Native American guide, as in getting you from A to B. So that's why she's coming in to help you to get from A to B. Wow, that's so cool. It's either like Shiri or Shiani or something with like a sh at the start and an I at the end. Okay, like don't forget, I've said many times I can be off by names, but I won't be off by the sound or the initial. So like I'm getting an SH sounding name or a CH sounding name with an I at the end. Remember, I've said that. All right. So, my darling Faye says, and may your wishes come true. Yeah, being a grandpa, looking forward to that. So you will make a great granddad, says Lynn. I'm looking forward to that. I feel the energy shifts 1 week before there's a full moon, says Anne Marie. I'm getting this whole change. There's like a whole wave of energy moving around the globe at this moment in time, and you'll probably find there's a lot of sort of things happening with animals, especially those in the ocean. Okay, so I'm getting it connected to that. Shari Burns says, I've been in hospital for a couple of weeks. I had a shoulder replacement. Can't use my left arm at all for the next 6 weeks. You just take it easy, girl. You just take it easy. Relax, lay back, do what they tell you to do, and do the exercises when they tell you to do it. I know because I ripped all of the tendons and the little ligaments in my left bone going into my hip, and I didn't do all of the exercises they said, and it took me twice as long to heal. So just do what they tell you. Shani says, wow, God bless you. Thank you very much. Brother in Latino tradition. Your son-in-law's parents are your compadre and comadre. What about Irish condition? Tradition condition. The Irish condition. Um, well, just they become our in-laws, and we're very big, with the tree of life. And so on the family tree, we are now family because we are linked for all time. It can't be changed. So as Joel's family links into our family, they become family. So it's kind of like that. Joan says, I didn't know that your daughter just got married. Best of wishes to them. Thank you very much. I appreciate that so much. Um, Shani says, oh, you're so on point. Yes, Shelly. There you go. Yeah, that would sound that with an I at the end. Shelly. Dawn Hatton has come in. Good evening. Angels, help me. My kids are going to do my Sweden. Oh my God, she does make me laugh. Everybody's going, do her what in? Swede. Nuts. They're driving her nuts, basically. Breathe. Focus. Call in the angels to wrap themselves around you with their beautiful wings to protect you from the nutcases. Katrina Page says, how do I get a message stroke card? What is the process? Well, basically come up with when I say come up with a question, I don't mean, what color is the sky? I mean, a question about something that you really, really want. I mean, I tend to say to people, come up with a question about what I refer to as the process. What happens when we die, or what happens about this, and can you tell me, do you know anything about that, this, that, and the other? Because what you're doing when you're coming up with a question, you're actually building up an energy around you. Your friends and family who are in spirit and can use that energy to come through and help me get a message to you. So it's basically that. Why am I not surprised that you didn't do as you were told, says Trudy. Because, my darling sweetheart Trudy, I was working like a beaver. At that time, I was a chef and I was a baker, and I was literally doing two jobs, and I was literally leaving one job and going to the other. And I was really, really busy trying to build up a nest egg to get started. That's why. Julie Sharp says, and she just joined the show, by the way. Julie, good evening to you. Amazing. Good evening, Paul. Hope you had a lovely time at the wedding and a happy emotional time had by all. Yeah, you could absolutely bet money that it was emotional. You could bet tons of money that it was emotional. In fact, it was emotional for 2 days. So the wedding was on Saturday morning, and we had to be there for 10 a.m. And it didn't finish until Sunday evening at around about 6, something like that. So I spent half my Father's Day still at the tail end of my daughter's wedding, which I was more than happy to do. Oh, more than happy. It's brilliant. Linda Sen, please keep sharing the show. Yes, please keep doing that. I can handle the outside nutters. Thank you. Thank the angels. Having my own spawn. Dawn, you're an absolute sweetheart. Love you to bits. Thank you for being here, by the way. I have switched you on to block them out. Well, I do hope I'm useful for something. So if you've got any questions, Q&A about any of the process or anything in particular, I might keep getting this wave of purple energy just coming from sort of the universal area and just waving over the earth. So just keep getting this purple wave. I'm keep seeing it in my mind's eye, like this just big wave of energy coming around and just flowing over the top of the earth like that. So I don't know what that's all about, but I also don't feel cautious about it. I feel, okay, that there's something going to happen, or there's something happening, but it's affecting the animals of the earth. So watch the birds and the bees and the fishes and the mammals, and just watch there, because that's usually where we get told what's going on. I can always hear my grandfather saying to me, son, just listen to the earth. She'll always tell you everything you need to know. And I never forgot that. I never forget that. Anyway, I've been receiving a ton of healing energy, having and I've just been shrouded by multiple healers and guides. I have also been seeing more energy around me, says Sherry Burns. Well, there you go. So you've been getting loads of it. Um, Faye says, sounds like you had a wonderful wedding and a fantastic Father's Day. Well, yeah, I did because we had, I mean, even though I was away at my daughter's wedding, we then came home and we went out to dinner. So it was really, really cool. What does the purple energy mean, Paul? I have no idea, to be absolutely honest with you. I mean, purple, the color purple for me is a very spiritual thing. It always represents spiritual for me. Um, but the spiritual aspect of it has a very Wiccan feel to me. So it's a bit of, it feels to me a direct healing for the earth. It kind of feels in that aspect. Now, when you have an energy coming in to affect the earth in a healing way, it's going to affect everything on the earth. That includes us. So if you start finding you can't sleep and everything goes topsy turvy, could be the reason why. Hmm. Every time I close my eyes, I see incredible purple pulsating colors. Well, I rest my case, Trudy Woody Diddly Doody. Actually, do you know that's actually her name? Trudy Woody Diddly Doody. I've not seen any birds or squirrel for a few days. I thought that could be something to do with the storms. Purple is the color of spirit and mental awareness. Well, it's definitely color of spirit, and I wouldn't say I wouldn't know the color of mental awareness, but it was I see. That's an interesting one, Amory. See, I don't relate mental awareness to purple. That's unique. I like that. That doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong. That's not at all. It's but my association with mental health is white energy. Hmm, interesting. Interesting. I like stuff like that. I love talking a bit to people like this. And you know not what? Since Friday, not a single. Well, a couple of people have spoken to me, going. People find it really difficult to talk to me on a one-to-one basis when I'm at a show, or sorry, when I'm not working. And there was a couple of people all the way from Gloucester, and they were saying, you know, when you're doing your thing like that. It just makes me laugh. I know immediately because a lot of people have trouble in discussing spiritual connection. So when you're doing your thing, it's amazing, you know. Fantastic. And I appreciate people who watch the show. I genuinely do, and that's not me just saying it to take up time on the show. I really mean it. If you take time out of your day just to come on this show, just either just to listen or interact, which I always prefer you interact, but anyway, if you've taken that time out of your day, I am profoundly grateful and I appreciate it very, very much. And thank you. Thank you so much. The more you guys do it, the more I'm going to be here. Elizabeth says, I'm from Gloucestershire. Are you talking about Gloucestershireans? Actually, my first wife, Rosie, my daughter who got married the weekend, her first wife, my first wife, her mom was from Gloucester. She was from Hucklecote in Gloucester, actually. So there you go. Oh, there you go. Oh my gosh, there you go. She was from Hucklecote. There you go. Her maiden name was Spry, Susan Spry. There you go. Kathy Hanley says, congratulations on your daughter's marriage and a happy Father's Day. Kathy, thank you. I appreciate that very, very much. Is it the Violet Flame? St. Germain's, says Don Hatton. No, I don't think so. It could have something to do with it. I'm not going to say no at all. It could very well have something to do with it. I just keep seeing this like large wave of energy coming through the cosmos and just folding over the earth like that. And as I'm talking to my guides, going, what's the connection? What's the connection? And I just keep getting healing. The earth needs healing. It'll affect all of the animal life on the earth. But it's all to do with healing. It's nothing to do with fear. It's nothing to do with anything like that. It's to do with healing. So, which is fantastic, you know. So, Elizabeth says, oh, she's obviously having a giggle. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, she's from Hucklecote, and we're dear friends still. You know, even though we did, you know, we had Rosie and Brandon, and then we parted ways. But you know, from we remained friends, and that's fantastic. And I spent the time sitting next to her at our daughter's wedding, and we had lovely hugs, and we you know congratulated each other. And you know, she said to me, "You did it." I said, "No, no, no, you did it. We you look what we did." She said. I said, "Yeah, look what we did. Amazing. We got amazing children. Ah, Rosie and Brandon are just literal heart, just little hearts with legs, and they're beautiful, beautiful souls." And that's down to Sue as well. You know, she pretty much fantastic. She's a lovely person. Um, Lynn says you are so worth it because you are so interesting to listen to and learn from. Like, thanks, very kind. I look forward to tuning in, Paul, says John. I love your chats and I'm wishing you a happy Father's Day. Thank you very, very much. Very pretty. Purple's my most favorite color, says Liz. Oh, sorry, Elizabeth. I don't know because some people don't like being called Liz. They don't like it shortened. But Elizabeth or EJ Stedman. That sounds cool. EJ Stedman. EJ Stedman. Hi, welcome to my show. That sounds cool. That's a really good blogging name, EJ Stedman. Welcome to the EJ Stedman Show. I like it. Liz, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I would always get your permission to shorten your name. Otherwise, you could start calling me P. So here we go. Look, it's already 8:45, which means I've only got 45 minutes left. So you guys better start firing the questions out. And in about 3 minutes' time, we're going to have a little break for about, I don't know, I think it is 68 seconds while we have a do our talk about UPRN Talk Radio. Excuse me for a sec. So, a lot of people have been asking me, is there can spirit direct me with this or that and the other? And I tell them over and over and over and over again, spirit are constantly directing you and helping you, but are you listening? Um, so you can go to a medium, you can go to a psychic, or you can go to a psychic medium, and they can tell you pretty much everything, but it's whether or not you listen. Okay, it's whether or not you take direction. Because if you've asked spirit, if you've asked your friends and family in spirit to help you, they will be responding, but are you listening? That's the question. Katrina says, any insight you can give me on my business? Am I on the right track? Well, only you'll know that, my darling. Only you would know that. So I'm going to bring Katrina's little message up here. Any insight on you can give on my business? Am I on the right track? Right. Here I'm going to give you something very, very simple, Katrina. Right. Something very, very tiny and very, very simple. And it is this. Do you get up? Do you have to go to work every day? Or do you get up and do something you love? One or the other. Because if you get up and have to go to work every day, then you're not on the right track. It's that simple. Because if you've got a business that you love, something you love to do, then you are on the right track because you won't have to put any work into it and you'll never have to get up and go to work. Okay. Because if you're doing something you love, you will never work a day in your life. It will always be successful because you will automatically give it 100% at every opportunity. Okay. You won't have to work at it because, you know, like for me, I can't wait to do it the next time. I can't wait to go to the next show. I can't wait to do the next reading. So it's not work. It doesn't come into that for me. Let's have a look at what Katrina. Oh wow! Oh my goodness gracious! Let me just show you before this. That's your card, Katrina. But look, that's all the cards that I shuffle 3 times at minimum before I select the card. And the card that came out, I promise you with all my heart, is that. Katrina, notice the signs. Yes, The signs you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop you feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you are loved and never alone. How cool is that? And look at the color of the angel. We've just literally been talking purple. Wow, I do love my show. I do love what I do. Elizabeth says, I'm not listening though. I need to. I'm not too sure who that is, but says, sorry, I missed you this evening. You haven't because I'm still on. Um, and I finally caught your live. I'm not at work. There you go. There you go. I want to look at what Liz was just sending me. I want to say sorry, but won't listen to sorry from a person. I wanted to say sorry, but won't listen to sorry from a person. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. Um, I'd like to discuss that point a little bit further. Just wondering, how do you feel about seances? Seances are fantastic if they're conducted properly. Okay. Now, let me just say this, right? Seances are as serious as Ouija boards. Okay. And they're not really any different. Okay. A lot of people think, oh, a Ouija board is one kind of code of conduct and a seance is another kind of code of conduct. No, they're exactly the same. The only difference is that you have a planchette to spell out what spirit wants to talk to you, and a seance is done through direct communication. So, which is more serious? Which do you think is more serious? The spirit affecting a planchette going across letters and numbers, or directly affecting the person? Hello, think about it. They're directly affecting a person. So I think seances are fantastic. I'm very much up for it. And when we've moved home in the new studio, I will be doing live seances. Live seances. That's going to happen. I was supposed to do some with the late great Derek Accord. In fact, I did. I did a live seance with Derek Acora many, many moons back. And we were supposed to do a lot more. And there's another thing that I will be getting into, which is called physical mediumship. Okay. And that's something we're looking forward to doing as well. So, Diki says, hi. Hi, Diki. Welcome to the show. Katrina says, I have a purple dress on now. Well, there you go. That's that connection to spirit. There you go. There you go. Shari says, I have an amazing, I'll bring it up so I can see it up here. I have an amazing spiritual and metaphysical church. There you go. And they have healing services on Sundays. It's donation based. That's great. I have pulled back from a great many spiritual churches because they ended up not being that spiritual and they became full of politics, and I have no time for politics. Anyway, just checking on the time, and it is time for one of these. I'll be right back in about 18 seconds. You are listening to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, coming to you live on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans. UPRNTalkRadio.com. Hey, welcome back to the show. So let's have a look at who's just joined us. My aunt hasn't been very well over the last weekend. I'm sorry about that, Emma, darling. I've obviously been away. Could you send prayers for her to get back on the right track? That's easy. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Just put her name up and we'll focus her name and her send lots of healing energy for her. Don't worry about that. Sarah Houghton. Oh my goodness. One of my dear pals. Sarah Houghton. And you see that picture of her? That's actually what she looks like. She's an absolute sweetheart. Her and her beautiful husband and beautiful family. How are you, darling? It's good to see you. It's really, really great to see you. And how's everybody? And how's the family? And is he still working up at Trelisk? Hope all is good, my darling. Thanks for being here. Facebook user says, hi, good evening, Paul. I'd love to be able to say who you are and say hi directly back to you, but I just that's what comes through from you, Facebook user. I don't know who you are, so sorry. Sarah Kate Holland says, "Hey, would love to hear from loved ones if you feel drawn." Well, Sarah Kate, yes, indeedy, you are. All right, okay, you got a few around you at the moment. Actually, you got one younger energy with you. Okay, there's a younger energy there. It's giving me the impression of between, I don't know, 7 and 14, somewhere in that region. But I've also got two ladies that stand side by side, which would give me an impression of uh, sisters or cousins of that nature, and one step slightly away, which would give me an impression of in-law. Already, two people have crossed over with a similar crossing. So, a serious illness like cancer, something along those lines, have affected and created how they get to the other side of life. There is a like a Sheila, an SH or a CH name being said shouted here as well, and a Michelle or Michael is being shouted in the background as well. We're either coming up on an anniversary or a birthday. So a birthday or an anniversary we're just about to come up on. And they tell me to talk about the number eight. So either the 8th of the month or the 8th month of August is significant here, with birthday and anniversaries tied into that as well. I want to say to you as well, Sarah, um, it's time to change the room or change the furniture or change something about the room or a room. Okay, it's time to let the past go and sweep the energy away. Alrighty. And I'm hearing the name like Louise, Lisa, Laura, so a kind of strong L name being shouted. When I give names out, don't automatically assume that that person has crossed over. It means to me who they are, who's with them, or please say hi to. All right. So don't automatically assume the name is crossed over. They could very well be referring to somebody directly connected to you. And a strong A, like Arthur, Anne, Alan, a strong A name. I'm going to give you the eighth card because I always go with the number they give me. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there we go. What have we got for Sarah Kate? Oh, Sarah Kate, it's time to step up to the plate, young lady. The card that comes out is assertiveness. All right, check that out. So you just basically, when that card comes out, it means you need to be heard. Woo! Check that out. So there we go. This situation can be healed gently and with love, as you've requested. Yet there's also need for strength and truthfulness with the other people involved. We'll stand right behind you as you speak your truth, giving you strength and guiding your words. There you go, my darling. Hopefully that helps you out. Okay. Thanks for being here tonight. Leona says, "Can you feel anything about my health?" Um, all right. As I kind of opened up, I have a specific color that relates to health, and that's yellow or gold. And as soon as I related to that color, I keep getting, if it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me. In other words, you've got to get up and make yourself healthy. Okay. No matter how much energy and how much you want to come from the other side of life, it's a 50-50 deal. Okay, you have to put the same amount of energy into it. So what I'm being told is, if it's to be, it's up to me. In other words, get up and start focusing on where you need to be, where you need to go, and what it is you're actually after. Alrighty, hopefully that helps. Any tips for divining rods? I have some and wanted to ask for help to find our beautiful cat who's been missing since last weekend. That's a really good idea. The tip that I would give you, my dear darling Sarah, is to I don't know what this means, Sarah, but it's the L-shaped field. The L-shaped field. Okay, whatever that means to you. I'm getting the field goes back and then goes like an L shape. But so when you're starting divining, you need to be absolutely clear in your mind about what it is you're after, what it is you want to be divining toward. So if you're going after water and your mind is on gold, it the divine rods will get confused. So have your baby cat absolutely totally focused. Okay. I really don't feel that far away from you. Okay. I really, really don't. I don't feel very far away from you. But I do feel country. Okay. I do feel, and I feel like an L shaped field. And I keep seeing the word see and view. I don't know if it's the name of a house or see something, sea view, Seahawk, see something like that. Um, this is not the first time that your cat's disappeared, right? You're on. They go off on little jollies, don't they? I've got spirit around me, so my nose is itchy. Excuse me, folks. For those of you who don't know me or haven't seen me work, one spirit's close to me and nose gets itchy. So I'm calling in St. Francis, one of my guides, Frank, St. Francis of Assisi, to help me with this, but for the search for your cat. And I keep getting twinkle toes, like that. And so as in having a wee look and a wee play, um, and also in receipt of food and drink from another person. Okay, so getting food and drink from another person. Alrighty, which is good news, really, if you think about it. But when you go out with your divining rods, my darling, have your cat and its name firmly in mind, and hold the rods, and try not to affect the rods. Okay, I don't know if you've got the little sleeves; they're best. Okay, and then so that you're not directly affecting the rods with your own energy. Alrighty, and then just trust. Okay, my love. Hopefully that helps you. Give me a call anytime you need me. Um, I'd say directly, Paul. Sounds awesome. Alrighty, let's have a look. Puffin says, "Good evening, Paul. Good evening, Puffins, my darling. How are you? Good to see you. Are you connecting to spirit now, or is it a more intensive session? I don't know what that question means, Facebook person. I have no idea what that means. I'm always connecting to spirit, always. Are you connecting to spirit now? Yes, or is it a more intensive session? I don't understand what that means, but thank you for being here. Thank you, Paul. You're welcome, Faye. Barbara Lormer says Emma. Toby says hi. Hey, Toby Topes. How's it going, bud? And anything, I actually don't respond to anything from me. Oh, your battery went, Liz? I thought you just got fed up with the show. Cleared off. Could I have a card, please? The battery. Why do you want me to bring life back to your battery? Liz, it's all about humor. Humor is, as I told my daughter on is in father speech. I said to her, humor is the essence of life. Laughter is the essence of life. Always find something to laugh about, even in the sorrow and the darkest of times, because laughter will help you heal and will help any and all situations. But I will give you a card, Liz. It's time to play. Check that out. Beloved one, it is time to set aside work for a while. Don't worry, we will oversee your responsibilities to their completion. Playfulness and gaiety and laughter will lift your energy so that you will return to work with a renewed perspective and heightened energy. Liz, I don't know if you. Well, I'm being pulled to father's side of the family, dad's side. I'm being pulled to the right, which means to me dad. And I have an older gentleman that claims you. So this would either be a father, grandfather figure. Alrighty. Somebody crosses over with there are two issues that associate in the sort of creating the crossing. So if this gentleman had like heart related issues and a high blood pressure related issue, there'd be two issues that would be related to his crossing. But there's a connection to that I'm supposed to talk about. There is a Thomas or Tom name being shouted in the background, as well as a strong G, like a strong J or G name. They tell me to talk about the 11th month. So November is significant here as well, or the 11th of a month, Liz, to be spoken about. Um, there is a for sale sign around you, Liz. So don't be surprised if you're going to be. Well, for sale sign is one of the signs that you really want me to be talking about. Okay, it means in my for me in my referencing, it means significant change. But that significant change is absolutely bound with positive energy. All right. So it's either moving home, if it's a for sale sign, but it could also mean a move in your work status. But whatever this work or related is, um, it's bound with positive energy. So whatever it is going to work out in a really good way. It's also I'm being shown another symbol, Liz, which is a T junction. So T junction. Do it that way. And the reason why they show me that is it's now time to make decision. Okay, it's kind of like run the gauntlet long enough. It's now time to either turn left or turn right, because you're not going to be able to carry on. But once you've made the decision, it may feel alien at the beginning, but it's going to work out well. All right, but it's now time to make a decision. Alrighty. Hopefully that helps. Sarah says, I relate to all. Thank you so very much, my darling. I appreciate that so very much. My grandmother Louise and her sister was Sheila. Gotcha. There you go. There you go. Thank you very much for sharing that. I appreciate it. Joan says, I would love a message from loved ones. Joan, my darling, I swear, if they come through to me and draw me to you, I will go to you. I promise you. I don't pick and choose. I'm open to the energies coming through, and then I'm drawn to whoever it is that needs it. I always say those who get a message need a message. Alrighty, but you're all of you listening to me tonight, no matter where you are in the world, you are being connected to by your loved ones in spirit all the time. I mean, they don't sit around all day watching you. That's not how it works. But if you need them, they are there, and they let you know that they are there. Okay. But it's up to you to figure out how they're trying to talk to you. It can be multiples and multiples of ways. It can be through somebody like me, but 99.9% of the time they'll want to talk to you directly. So you'll maybe pick up a scent that relates to them, like a perfume or a nearly said a deodorant, a perfume or a cologne for a man, or maybe the smell of a cigar or a pipe, or maybe the smell of baking, something like, that will bring your memory directly to a particular person. When you pick up stuff like that, I always say look at the date. Okay, and the date can be a really good indication about who's trying to talk to you. You could get into your car and put on your seatbelt, start your car up, and on comes a song on the radio that brings you specifically to a time, place, and person. That's not perchance. That had to happen that way. Okay, so look out for those connections. We have little outboard connections that I refer to, and I call them messengers. So particular birds that might keep turning up, um, butterflies, which are the symbol for change, bees, the symbol of prosperity, and various bits and pieces like that. So they are trying to talk to you. Trudy says, I am so ready for a job change. Trudy, my sweetheart, I told you that's coming up very soon. Very soon. Don't worry. Nicholas says, I'm wondering if there's anybody here with me now from the spirit world. There is always, Nicholas, and especially if you ask for it, my darling. All right. Sarah says that my grandmother's son was 7 when he passed. That'll be the younger energy. Cancer with my grandmother and auntie and grandmother's son. There you are. Well, they're all around you, my darling. They're all around you. Liz, anything? I just Done a reading for you. Catch up. um, Sarah, you're welcome, my love. Any and all times. Um, Facebook user says I have to disconnect when possible with the energy drain, and I focus specifically as if I'm meditating. I don't understand what you're saying there. You have to disconnect from what? With the energy drain. I'm not too sure what you mean there. First of all, I need to see who you are. Come off Facebook. Just come off Facebook and go into YouTube. Okay, go into YouTube, open up YouTube in the search bar, type Paul Francis Medium, come back to the show. It'll bring you right straight back here, and then I can see who you are, and then I'll be able to help you. Sandra Sharp has joined us. Good evening, Sandra, my darling. Good to see you. Anne-Marie says, my childhood. Hang on, I'm breaking them in. My childhood friend's son was murdered, and my heart aches for her. Wondering if the persons will ever be fined for the investigation. Say it's now a cold case. Um, Listen, Anne-Marie, my darling. Yes, and they will be found. Okay, and there's number three connected to this. Okay, there's a three connected to this. Um, Now you rightly say my childhood friend's son was murdered. However, I'm being told it was an accidental murder. Okay, so they didn't get up and go to the person specifically to do a job. That's not what I'm being told. Okay, but it's not for me to do that either. That's down to the police. But I'm being shown three people here. Okay, and I'm being shown that it's not going to go away. I'm see here's the thing, right? I'm going to share something with you guys. When you come to professional psychic mediums like myself and you ask a question like Anne Marie has just done, we have to be super careful because we could give away information that could be detrimental to the case. Do you see what I mean? So I could say, oh, they're going to such and such a place and they're going to go there to do this and do that. And then all of a sudden I've let the cat out of the bag. So it's not something that you can talk freely on an open show. So hopefully you understand that, my darling. But I can tell you this, that it's not going to go away and there will be a result. Oh, my love. And I'm so sorry for your friend. Okay. Elizabeth's laughing her head off. Elizabeth, you're a rock star. Sarah Louise Wooders. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, Sarah Louise. How are you? Tony says, my son's friend was killed. My son. All right, okay, let's bring that up because it's jumping around. My son's friend was killed. Did my son greet him? If your son has friends in spirit, my darling, yes, they will meet together. They will all link up. Okay. In fact, if your son was ahead of his friend, then he would have been there waiting to help the transition, what we call crossing over, the transition. Alrighty, good question though. I like that. Well done. It's 8 minutes past 10, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to me on UPRN Talk Radio on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM, coming to you live from the very beautiful New Orleans. And thank you very much for joining me tonight. I am Paul Francis, your host. Please come and join me on YouTube, Paul Francis Medium, and the show is live right now. There are a plethora of shows available for you on the UPRN Talk Radio Network. There's some changes happening which are supposed to be really, really great. And I will be back live with you on Thursday night for Spirit Quest. But don't forget, in between that though, you have my dear pal Roger Garza Sr. and his beautiful wife Faye on Wednesday night with Latino Psychic Visions. Make sure you check that out. My dad passed with heart problems, says Liz. November, I know, she says. Jim Crowley says, good evening, Paul. Good evening, Jim. Welcome to the show. Kathy Hanley says, any guidance from spirit? Sarah Louise says, I keep seeing the numbers like 1111. Now, that is a very spiritual number. And that is one of the reasons why I'm called Paul Francis 111. Aha. Aha. And that is the numbers are very significant. Now, what I want you to do, Sarah Louise, is look up angelic numbers. So go into Google and type in angel numbers and then type in 1111. And you're going to get a major, major surprise. It feels to me really, really good, really, really strong. Kathy, I've been thinking about you, and as I've been thinking about your question, I was shuffling the cards. This is the card that comes out. Trustworthy guidance. I just want to try and get it to focus. There we go. You've received a wonderful idea as an answer to your prayers. This idea is real and trustworthy. You can safely move forward with it, knowing that we are here with you every step of the way. Ask for and be open to receiving our support for anything that you need related to this idea. There you go, my darling. The angel helping out the person working. Hopefully that does help you, Kathy. Right. I got a lot of people asking me, is there any connections to my particular family? I am open to connect to every and anybody. Um, I cannot ask, I can't personally, honestly ask for a specific person. I can ask for you, like for my dear pal Pauline Hook, anything from my son. So I'll say, listen, is there anything from Pauline's son? But I will always link into who comes through to me. Okay. Hey Julia, here I am. This is Julia. Hi Julia. Hey Jules, how are you? Good to see ya. There was a lotto at work with the person who won. One of the lucky dips address was where my father, rest in peace, had grown up, and I felt him with me. There you are, Joe. Let's just open up and be aware of how they're trying to connect to you. Okay. Tony says, "Can I have a card?" Yes, you can, Tony. Where are we for time? I got about 15 minutes left. I also say as well, guys, please, please, please continue to, share the show. It's about okay. I want to say this as an educating way. Okay, if you are a person who just keeps pulling, taking, then that energy that you're pulling from will soon dwindle and disappear. Okay, if you really, really want help, be a giver. You have to have balance in your life. Okay. Put as much in as you take back. Okay. And that will give you balance. So if you think you're going to sit on your back end and the world is going to walk up to your front door and knock and just give everything you want to, that's not going to happen. All right. It's not going to happen. Okay. You have to be focused. You have to have a divine ideal that you want to achieve. And I say to people, what do you want? And they don't know. So how can the universe help you? How can the angels help you? How can your friends and family and spirit help you if you bloody don't know what you want? Think about it. Okay. Get off your butt. If it's to be, it's up to me. I have to put my efforts and focus on where it is I want. What it is I want, when I want to get it by, and where I want to be. Because if you don't know any of the answers to those three questions, how can you expect the universe to comply? Think about it. Okay, Tony, a card. Tony, I think I said this to you, but here we go, come directly from the angelic realm. Let your past go. The burden of carting your past around has made you weary, my dear one. It's time for you to set the burden down and keep the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and it's now gone. Let go of the past. That is really, really good advice. Excellent advice, actually. Anne Marie says, thank you. Yes, he was accidentally killed, and she has become an advocate for families of murdered children working with police. Wow. There you go. Any insight into the new partnership business I have entered into? Am I on the right track? You need to trust your instincts and your energies on that one, Deaky. You can't rely on him. What if you go? What if I say, yeah, everything's great, and then you go to two other psychic mediums, go, you're in the wrong path. Who are you going to choose? Now, this is a brilliant question, by the way, Deaky Wangmo, whatever. I do hope I pronounced that correctly, Deaky. So you come to me and I go, yeah. I get the feeling you're on the right path. Okay. Then you go to another medium and they go, oh no. Oh gosh, no. You need to come out of that right now. Who are you going to choose? Who are you going to choose? And this is why I say, with personal situations, you need to start trusting your own instincts. You need to start trusting what it is that you want and trusting those family and friends that are in spirit that are currently trying to help and guide you. Start doing that. Alrighty. Wow, I can't believe how quickly the time is going past. Wow, there you are. Deaky, there's the question coming out in the cards. Be honest with yourself. Look into the heart. Look into your heart, and you will know the truth of this situation. It's safe to admit the truth to yourself, but we will support and guide you through any necessary changes. Lean upon us for courage and strength to take good care of yourself. Focus only upon your true desires, and they will come to you upon angels' wings. You asked, and there you have received. Alrighty, so Emma says there were two butterflies flying around my head a few weeks ago when I was out for a walk in the woodland, and I could see that that was a sign. Never thought about it at the time. There you go, change. Leona says, Leona, I've just answered a question for you. Come on, give somebody else a chance. Can you see brain damage? One of my daughters lacks of Can you see brain damage of one of my daughters as lack of oxygen to the brain? No, I'm not even going to start to answer that. That is not a question for a psychic medium, Leona. That is a question for a very specialist doctor. Alrighty. I've always stated that psychic mediums are not in the job of and you should never listen to a psychic medium who is going to um, you know, tell you what's physically wrong with you. Go to a specialist in that field. We're not trained doctors. Go to a doctor. There's only one, maybe five people that can tell you that if your daughter has a brain damage and how or why it was caused, and that's not a bloody medium. Okay, that's a very specific doctor. Okay, go there. Paul, on a daily basis, I take care of my ex-husband. He has dementia and Alzheimer's, and I am wondering if I'm able to connect to his guides to help me guide with his care. Yes, you can. You can connect to his guides, Ronnie, through yours. Okay, so you could just basically say to his guides, look, I'd love to be able to help him through your guides. You do meditation when you bring your guides close, and you formulate a plan. Now, I've taught you how to do that. You know, sacred place. You sit down, you bring your guides close, and then you invite his guides to join, and you work and formulate a plan. Alrighty, that's a good question and well done. Sherry Burns says, I'm curious to see if you can pick up on my dad. It's been quite a time since I last saw him. I had a dream that he'd passed. So you don't know whether he's passed. So your dream could formulate the fact that you haven't seen him as being dead to you. Okay, so your brain could be formulating. So there are dreams and there are visitations. A dream is basically your conscious mind connecting with fact. Okay, but it also puts into question what you're thinking about. Okay, so you're understanding your focus is you really want to see your dad, but you haven't seen him for such a long time, and he's kind of like dead to you. So when you're in a dream state, your mind creates a movie based upon that. Alrighty. So it's really important to figure out a way of how to find that out. All right. Wow, 20 past 9. I have literally 9 minutes left. Leona says, I understand that and appreciate your honesty. I'm fighting for years, and my gut is telling me that I'm in right. We're awaiting more tests to find out to get Mia. So will give us the answer. Yeah, stick with that. Okay, let the doctors and the specialists do their thing. Alrighty, that's what my beautiful daughter is. She's a pediatric specialist nurse. She's an absolute rock star. So I've got literally about 9 minutes, less than 9 minutes left. If you want quickly to get a question, no, tell you what, no, don't. Okay, I'm gonna do something for you guys right now. So every one of you pay attention, even if you can't see me. If you're listening to me tonight and you're listening to me on FM radio, I want you to let your mind literally flow. If you're driving a car, don't let your mind flow. Keep your mind focused. Alrighty. If I'm coming through to you through on your radio of your car, you focus on the road. Alrighty. But what I want you to do, all the rest of you guys, is just let your mind wander, let it flow, just let it go anywhere. Don't nowhere in specific. Let it just flow out there. And in a moment, you're going to get the number one or the number two. Okay, number one or the number two. So which one is it? Okay, let yourself just let it go. Don't try and focus. Just let it flow, and then something will come up, and it'll give you a number, one or two. Okay, what y'all got? So need you to come back to me on that one or two, because I'm running out of time. So I've already been drawn to the cards. So if you got one or two, come back to me. Wow, everybody's going two. Y'all are going two. I've got a lovely person saying, hi, Paul, kiss, kiss on Facebook. And I don't even know who you are. Please don't go onto Facebook. Go into YouTube. Come watch the show through YouTube. So Faye says one. Trudy says one. And pretty much everybody else is saying two. Lynn says one. Mary Erickson and Kathy Hanley, I'll both say one. Julie Sharp says one. Right, so as I'm kind of like, TV just shouted one at me in the background. Wow, Dawn. So they're coming through. They're here. So if you chose the number one, if the number one came to you through a connection, through spirit, through family and friends and spirit, through the angelic realm, then shower of abundance. Look at that. That's an amazing card. Alrighty. There we go. Look at the shower of abundance. To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you and in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you'll allow. Now that's a card I want. I should have come up with that one myself. Yes, I chose number one. If you chose card number two, wow, this came out earlier in the deck, and I've been shuffling the deck all night. So this is card number two. Trustworthy guidance. You received a wonderful idea as an answer to your prayers. This idea is real and trustworthy, and you can safely move forward with it, knowing that we are with you every step of the way. Ask for and be open to receiving our support for anything you need in relation to this idea. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen of the world, may I please say thank you for always supporting me and always being here. But I still need a lot of you to help me to expand the show. Now, how we do that is we ask you to simply grab the show, share it with your friends and your family, but especially your groups, and invite everybody to come and join us here at 8 p.m. on Monday night. You can also join me on Thursday night at 9 p.m. UK time. So 8 p.m. on a Monday night or 3 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. on Thursday night or 4 p.m. Eastern. and I will be here. So Spirit Quest on this coming Thursday night. In between that, you have my dear pals Roger and Faye with their show Latino Psychic Visions, which is on Wednesday night, and of course Saturday this mug's for you. Of course, I could not join you guys this Saturday because I was busy giving my baby away. But there we go. Julia says, "What time is it there?" It is now 25 minutes past 9 in the evening here, Julia. Wow, brilliant. Thank you for that, for your time and your knowledge, says Julie Sharp. You're welcome, my darling. Tony says, "Thank you so much, Paul. You're very, very welcome." Sandra says, "Thank you so much, Paul. You're very welcome. I'm a great card, and thank you. I'm also equally welcome." I'm looking forward to getting back to Ireland to work as well, by the way. So, just before we hit the COVID lockdown, I was supposed to be doing 3 dates in Ireland, one in Dublin, one in Armagh area, and one in Belfast. And they also got cancelled because we weren't allowed to move. So we'll have to put those back online sometime in the not too distant future. Thank you for another great show. Blessings and love to everyone, says Mary Erickson. Thank you so, darling. That is so very, very kind of you to do that, Mary. Right, we're at the end of the night. Once again, thank you. I do hope you've enjoyed the show. I've enjoyed being here. The show, I told you I was knackered when we started the show, but what happens is when I link into the energies of the other side of life, they kind of lift me, and off we go and we do our work. And when I let them go, they're going to drop me like a sack of spuds, and I'm going to hit my bed and go. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you to anyone who's anyone who liked to donate to my charity to my charity Mind. They do great work and they need our help. So if y'all want to sponsor my dear pal Trudy, make sure you do, because she's doing a 300-mile bike ride to raise funds for Mind for the mentally ill. I will continue to support you, Trude, during every show. Okay. May you all be blessed and feel the love of spirit, says Julia. And you, my darling, thanks for being here. Wow, definitely hope you're more. Oh my God, she said. Roger says, another great show. Adios, amigo. Adios. Thank you, Paul. Get to bed. Yes, Tina, you won't have to tell me twice. Thank you. Great listening to you, says Joan. Thank you so much. Great shows, says our Faith. Thank you so, my darling. Thank you for a wonderful guidance and messages from Spirit. You will always be welcome. Sending love, light, and thanks so much, Paul, says Nicola. You are also very, very welcome. I'm going to bid you in the French adieu. I will see you. Have a great night. Have a lovely day or evening, wherever you are around the world. Communicate, appreciate, and validate all those in your life that are important to you, so a medium never has to do it for you. But take time out every single day just for you. Switch the world off and give yourself a break. Alrighty. Remember, there's nothing in the world that's unattainable, but you must make effort to get it. Okay, it's not up to the world to live your life for you. It's up to you to live your life for you. If it's to be, it's up to me. See you all on Thursday night, if not before. Good night. God bless. Take care. And he says, as he praises, this.
You are listening to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, coming to you live on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans. UPRNTalkRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Paul Francis, and welcome to my YouTube channel. On the channel, you will find many videos helping you to discover more about yourself. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Hit it and share it. For those people who share, there will be prizes galore. You'll have one-to-one sessions, merchandise, coming with me on paranormal investigations, loads and loads and loads of things just for sharing. Get it out there. Share the show, share the videos, and be a part of the Paul Francis community.